The cemetery was wrapped in a chilling silence, the kind that presses against your chest and makes it hard to breathe. A cold wind rustled through the tall trees, carrying with it the faint scent of earth and wilted flowers. Dozens of mourners stood in black, their faces pale with grief, their voices hushed to whispers. The polished wooden coffin rested under the gray sky, its golden handles gleaming as if mocking the tragedy that had brought everyone together. And then, just as the priest prepared to lower it into the ground, a German shepherd let out a sharp, piercing bark that ripped through the stillness. His body trembled with urgency, his eyes fixed on the coffin as if he could see something no one else could. The mourners gasped, the priest froze mid-sentence, and the grieving parents clutched each other in shock. The dog barked again, louder this time, pulling violently at his leash, refusing to let the coffin sink into the earth. Nobody knew why. Nobody understood. But when the lid was finally opened at the dog's relentless demand, what they saw inside left every single person in tears. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the loyalty of animals that often see what humans cannot, then please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Positive Tales so you never miss these true, heart-touching stories. And don't forget to comment below what you would have done in this family's place. Just days before this heartbreaking scene, life had seemed cruel beyond measure for Emma and Daniel, a young couple whose world revolved around their newborn daughter, Lily. She was a fragile little thing, born prematurely, but her smile had the power to light up an entire room. Emma would spend long nights rocking her gently, whispering lullabies into the dark, while Daniel worked double shifts to make sure their small family had enough to survive. Their lives weren't easy, but they were bound together by love and hope. Then one terrible night, everything came crashing down. Lily had been fighting a fever for 2 days. Emma sat by her crib, cradling her tiny hands, whispering prayers into the silence. But before dawn, the baby's chest stopped rising. Panic filled the house as Daniel rushed her to the hospital, but despite the frantic efforts of the doctors, the monitor flatlined. Their baby girl was declared gone. The world turned gray that morning. Emma's screams echoed through the hospital halls, while Daniel collapsed against the wall, numb and broken. The funeral was arranged swiftly. Too swiftly. The grief-stricken parents were in no state to question doctors or procedures. Their family tried to comfort them, telling them that Lily was now in peace, free from pain. But grief has a way of numbing the senses, making people move mechanically, unable to see clearly. And so, the little coffin was prepared. Yet, there was one soul who felt something was not right: Max, the family's loyal German shepherd. Max had been with Daniel since his teenage years, through hardship, heartbreak, and even the day he first brought Emma home. Max was no ordinary dog, he was protective, intuitive, and seemed to understand human emotions better than anyone. Ever since Lily's birth, Max had been her shadow, watching over her crib, alerting Emma when she cried, and lying beside her with a patience that only love could explain. He adored the baby, and the baby adored him. On the day of the funeral, Max behaved strangely. He refused to eat. He whimpered constantly, circling the small coffin with restless energy. Every time someone tried to approach, Max growled softly, his body stiff as if guarding something precious. The family dismissed it as grief. After all, dogs mourn too. But Max's instincts told him the truth no one else could see. As the mourners gathered in the cemetery, Max's unease grew into desperation. His bark shattered the somber silence as he lunged toward the coffin, scratching at it with his paws, refusing to back down even when people tried to pull him away. His cries were not of confusion or sadness, they were of urgency, of warning. The priest hesitated, glancing at the parents. Emma, though lost in her grief, noticed the way Max's eyes blazed with determination. A flicker of doubt entered her broken heart. Could it be possible? Was it even imaginable? With trembling hands, she whispered for the coffin to be opened. The crowd gasped, some protesting that it was too cruel, but Emma's voice rose above them all, sharp, desperate, demanding. When the lid slowly creaked open, silence fell so thick it was suffocating. And then came the miracle no one could have imagined. Baby Lily stirred. Her tiny hand twitched. A weak but unmistakable whimper escaped her lips. She was alive. Shock rippled through the mourners. Emma collapsed forward, sobbing uncontrollably as she gathered her baby into her arms. Daniel dropped to his knees, clutching Max by the neck, tears pouring down his face as he realized what had just happened. The doctors had been wrong. Their baby girl had not died. She had fallen into a state so faint, so shallow, that her tiny heartbeat had been mistaken for silence. But Max, her loyal guardian, had known. He had refused to let her be buried alive. The cemetery erupted in chaos. Phones rang for ambulances, people shouted in disbelief, and the priest himself broke down into tears, whispering prayers of gratitude. Emma clung to Lily, rocking her as if she would never let go again, while Daniel kept one hand on Max, as though silently thanking him for saving what no human eye could see. In the weeks that followed, Lily recovered slowly under the watchful eyes of her parents and her four-legged guardian angel. Doctors admitted that cases of premature infants entering such deep, coma-like states were rare but not impossible. What stunned them most was how the dog had detected life when machines and experts had failed. From that day on, Max was no longer just a pet. He was family, a hero, a symbol of faith and love. Emma often said that her daughter had two hearts keeping her alive, her own, and Max's. Daniel began to tell people that animals are not just companions but living miracles in fur and paws, often sent by fate to protect what humans cannot. The story of Lily's survival spread beyond their small town. People who had lost hope in life found comfort in it. Families learned to trust the instincts of their pets a little more. And every time Emma looked at her daughter sleeping peacefully with Max curled protectively by her side, she knew she had witnessed something that defied all logic, something that could only be explained as love's purest miracle. If this story touched your heart, if you believe animals are true angels among us, please show your love by liking this video, subscribing to Positive Tales, and sharing it so others can feel the power of hope and loyalty too. Special request, comment below with this line, "Thank you, Max, for reminding us that love sees what eyes cannot."